Welcome back to the Winter Major Expert Division opening round hole number 6. Here we're going to be playing a Thorn bounce up for the Eagle. We're using a King Slayer. We're starting out with a quarterback 9 plus, then switching to our APOC 5 plus, Thorn 8 plus bag. The adjustment for the drive is P3 plus 5% max. What we're doing is at max extension with our quarterback and our P3 ball. We have the blue ring touching the rough fairway line on the left. Now that again is at P3 max extension. Then release. Switch to your APOC Thorn bag. Add 5.8 top spin only. Adjust P3 plus 5 max. There are two major wind angles on this drive here. It's why I'm going to show you two drives so you can pay attention to the wind angles you get. This wind angle here is in the gap between this tree and this kind of weird looking bush over here. It's kind of right in the middle of that gap. But adjust, no push up, full overpower, no curl. If you have the more headwind angle on your drive, the second bounce can come a little bit closer to the rough. See, that one was probably 3 rings or so, close to center fairway on that with that wind angle. With this wind angle, that second bounce gets a bit closer to the rough on the right. Now, the camera angle on this replay is different than what I saw live. When I seen it live, it looked like it was bouncing a lot closer to the rough. But it's just something to keep in mind when we get this more headwind angle. I'm over here in this bright green tree instead of in the gap. I'm over here to the left of the gap, and that's a little bit more headwind. You'll get some winds. You'll get more. You'll be over here where your center line, or maybe even over here. And those are the ones that you really kind of need to watch out for. And the reason is, if you hit great right, your second bounce might clip the rough, and then you won't be able to play the Thorn approach. So if you catch one of those wind angles, you can even do it on this wind angle here, and you see how much closer that comes to the right hand side. Just to make that a little bit safer in the headwind angle, I recommend you add about a quarter ball of left curl. So just curl slightly left until the outside of the left side of the ball is kind of even with, or just inside the outside edge of the shot circle, left curl. So just a quarter ball left curl in the headwind angle only, and that'll make it a little more great right friendly. We're looking for anything 360 plus. Most of the drives here have been averaging around 362 to 366. Got 2 checks here, depending on the drive distance. If you catch a long rollout on your drive and you're in the 368 308 to 370 range ish, then you can do a bullseye on the leg check for the sign behind. It's directly behind the hole. So put your bullseye on the bottom left leg of the sign. That'll give you a plus yard. That plus yard will then in turn give you your slider value. So if you're doing a bullseye sign check, then plus 6 is 22, plus 5 is 21. I'm sorry, plus 6 is 23. Plus 5 is 21. 4 is 20. I'm sorry. 6 is 23. 5 is 22. 4 is 21. 3 is 20. 2 is 19. 1 is 18. 0 is 17. Minus 1 is 16. Minus 2 is 15. And minus 3 is 14% slider. That's a bullseye sign check. If you get the standard rollout on your drive, then you'll be doing a bullseye fairway rough check on the same line there with the leg, except you'll have your bullseye splitting the fairway rough line. Those plus yards are as follows: plus 6 equals 27, 5 is 26, 4 is 25, 3 is 24, plus 2 is 23, plus 1 is 22, 0 is 21, minus 1 is 20, minus 2 is 19, and minus 3 is 18% slider. That's bullseye on the fairway rough check. So here I'm at the plus 5. That's going to give me 26% slider. I'm always using one left spin only on this shot. And you want to be center cup with the tip of the ball guide just through the back of the cup. We're not more than a cup through the back of that hole right there, but center cup. So this one is pretty consistent. However, there is a wind angle that you need to watch out for. It caught me live. And so I'm going to pass that along to you all. What we're looking at is basically this big green bush here, just right of the signs. If you look, there's kind of like 2 bushes or 3 bushes there. But basically, right where those 2 bushes meet is the dividing line for me. You might even move that just a touch to the left, just inside that. So anything over to the left here, the more headwind angle, not a problem. You don't need any tweaks for it. But if you happen to catch a hard crosswind angle over here to the right, you see this is my wind angle here for this shot. The very next shot, my wind angle was over here, right of those bushes. And because of that, I didn't make the tweak for that, and I missed the shot just to the left. So if you catch the crosswind angle and you have winds above, what I would say is this: between 6.6 and 7.1, I would add 0.1 to my adjustment. And between 7.2 and 7.7, I would add 0.2 to my adjustment. But that is completely dependent on your pull angle. So check and see which works for you. At the very least, I would add 0.1 for higher winds. So anything 7.2 plus, I would definitely add at least 0.1 if you catch that crosswind angle. Beyond that, that's all you really need. It's one right spin only, P3 plus 10%. At slider. Pull straight, hit perfect, and hopefully you're walking away from this one with the eagle. Worst case scenario, you don't line up in any of these checks that I gave you. You can count rings from min. It's 1% per ring for min, all the way up to 25%. And you can go even further than that. Every 5% after that, add an additional 1% to your slider. So you know, you're 27 rings, then you'll play at 28 slider. If you're 32 rings, then you'll play at 34 slider. Good opportunity here. Practice this one a couple of times. You can use a higher power ball on the drive. You'll still need to set up with a P3 ball. And you'll still need to use P3 plus 10 at slider in your app for the approach shot. But if you want to slow down your needle even more, you can use a P4 or a P5 ball on the drive. The only thing that may change for you is it may kind of push you out of the bullseye checks, but you should be closer to min anyway. So you just count up for min, you should be good to go. Good luck. We'll catch you on the next one.